Hi, I'm Michael Helfgott. I'm a real estate partner and I've been with the firm for 24 years. I'm actually also the talent partner, so I'm responsible for the welfare of our real estate team.
Hi, I'm Claire Matthews. I'm an incentives partner looking after employment tax, share options and other incentives.
I think we're in a really interesting job. It's really fun. Clients ask your advice, they want your advice, they seek it, and you go and give that to them really on important matters that are critical to them. And that's a lot of fun. And then you work with others in the team to deliver a solution to, in my case, work on a transaction and complete a transaction for the client so that they can be successful. And that's a lot of fun and very rewarding as well. Every day is different. It is hard work, but it's not boring.
Yes, I agree. And I think being an incentives lawyer, people often say, what does that mean? And they don't understand it. It sort of stops the conversation at dinner parties when people say, what kind of law do you do? And I say incentives. But actually, when you explain it's employee share options and rewards, nearly all companies, from the smallest of startups to huge multinationals, offer these. So that's when they start to understand what I actually do.
The defining moment of my career was coming to the firm almost 24 years ago now. And it was really difficult. There was a lot of adversity for us. We didn't know where we were going to end up. We came to this firm and we were very fortunate because the people here were great. It was good work. They gave us a super home and we developed, and actually so many of us did really well here and stayed for a long time, and a lot of us are still here. And that was really the defining moment of my career, absolutely.
So yeah, taking up the partner role at this firm was a very exciting moment for me. I was moving my family back from Singapore to take up this role in the UK as well. So yeah, it was a really exciting time and quite a big step up in my career as well.
I think breakthrough moments happen almost when you're least expecting it. You sometimes just need to relax for those moments. In the evening, sometimes when the emails sort of die down a little bit and you can just sort of concentrate on the work, think about the documents, maybe go and just make a cup of tea, just have a moment. And then some things come to you, and actually sometimes just getting away from things totally, going for a walk and just thinking, or even not even thinking, and letting it come to you and saying, I actually know what to do, and this is the way we're going to do it. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. And you go back and you've got that plan and you execute.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think breakthrough moments happen when I'm least expecting them as well. So when I first moved to Singapore, I thought that I would stay in-house. I'd been in-house for a while, leading reward at a multinational in the UK. And actually I fell back into private practice and I started working for a small startup, advising other startups on their share options. And I realised how much I'd missed the law.
Was it one moment or was it a sort of gradual?
I suppose it was one moment where I took the job but thought it would just be a bit of a stopgap, and actually it ended up being really interesting. And I think that shaped the rest of my career as well. I really enjoy working with others to find solutions to problems, and I think that's what I missed some of the time when I wasn't a lawyer. I really enjoy the challenging solutions that we get stuck into as lawyers.
It's about the people that I've worked with over the years. Definitely clients and working for them and finding solutions and doing a great job for them. But actually it's the people within the organisation. It's been a lot of fun.
I think often the people who teach us a lot are the people in the early parts of our careers who we look up to, and they're the people that we learn the most from. And I always think back to the partners in my team when I first joined the first firm I worked for. And I think they're the ones who really shape the way we think and do things. And it really gives us a good grounding to work with exceptional people at that stage in our career.
I so agree. Over the years, I've learned from so many different people. And when you're young particularly, you look up to people, you see how they do things. Sometimes you see how they don't do things so well. But you learn from that and you realise they're not perfect, but you can learn a lot from people. And then as you get older, you actually mix with younger people who are really good at certain things that you're not, particularly technology. And you learn from that. It's always about learning every single day. That's the important thing. I think sometimes when you're under pressure, you've got to take a moment to think about things and just think who's the right person. And we are surrounded by so many good people who we work with on a daily basis, and you get to know. You've got to just find who's that person for this particular matter. And I'm so lucky in this firm that we work so well together and we collaborate so well. And that's it. That's the nice thing about it. That's what I enjoy doing, speaking to the right person at the right time.
Yes, I agree. I think there are always lots of people that spring to mind and they're always willing to help, so it's never an issue. Probably where we've been looking at Pisces, which is a new private company trading venue where private companies can trade their shares. And we've been looking at ways of employees getting some liquidity before private companies exit or IPO, which is really important at the moment because companies are taking a lot longer to exit or IPO. So this does give employees some way of realising value from their share options and other incentives.
Although there's often a standard transaction and you can see where it's going, there's always bumps in the road, things that happen, and you just have to be agile, speak to the client, communicate, speak to your team, and also work with other departments and other foreign jurisdictions often in order to overcome certain difficulties and make sure that you get the answer that you want and overcome and succeed in delivering the transaction to the client. There's so many important qualities of being a lawyer. It's not about any one thing. There really is being rounded, being able to be balanced, being able to give independent advice at the right time, being there for your clients, being there for your colleagues, and developing as a person and as a lawyer. I never put it down to any one thing. I mean, you can always say there's this and but it's lots of things.
I agree, and I think it takes all kinds of lawyers as well to make a team, and you have different skills that you can benefit from as well. I think understanding is a really key skill. So understanding what the clients want, which might not be what they say they want, but understanding what they actually need and want, and also understanding your team so that you can get the best out of them and work well together to deliver the right solutions too.
Yeah, I so agree. Mm-hmm. I always think for young lawyers, they've got to do it their way. They've got to find out what's right for them. See, amongst others, what people do well, what they do less well, and take that on board and find their way. That's the important thing. And if they do that and they're true to themselves, they'll be happy and they'll have a good career. We've got so many talented people and they just have to do it the way they want to do it.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's not one size fits all at all. And I would say just keep a curious, open mind as well, and always be open to learning more about subjects. If you're asked a question, look into it in depth. Don't just sort of look up the answer and then give a high-level answer. I think it's always about that curiosity and that thirst for knowledge as well.
It's been good chatting today and hearing what you've had to say about some of your highlights and how your career's been.
Yeah, same. It's been really good to speak.
Thanks.
Thank you.